Hi, I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Janis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Welcome back, guys. Sorry for the delay. I know that we were meaning to come to you, about 15 minutes ago, but a few technical issues. Hopefully nothing messes up during this. I know you probably thought me and JG were down the local shop getting a few last-minute beers. But
why are you lying to them then? We
were down the local shop as well. So, yeah, I know it was, but we're here. And I was hoping to say, we're just going to catch the end of the match, but it managed to finish whilst we were messing around. And Kevin Anderson, JG's dark horse, has absolutely destroyed Carreño Busta. And wow, what a performance. What's going on?
Mate, about time, because this league we're in, it's not looking very good for me. I know we'll get onto that later on in the video, but my predictions have been pretty terrible so far. I know Ben's sitting top of the leaderboard, so he's pretty happy.
I'm
just saving it before him. I don't want to see him gloating too soon, so I'm going to get it over with now.
Well,
but yeah, Kevin Anderson, he was my dark horse, and it was a reason, because I do really fancy him. I think he's a top quality player. And when he's not playing, like when he comes back from injury, everyone always writes him off because they're thinking, he's not going to be that great. But he is a real, he's got like a champion kind of instinct. And I think he's a really top player.
Well, the one thing that we forgot to mention on the last one when you gave your dark horse, he's actually the 2018 champion in Vienna. Yeah, so he's very, very well. The place loves him. He knows it well. He knows it like the back of his hand. He just wants to get another title there. Surely the only person who can stop him may be Dominic Thiem. I don't know, but seeing Djokovic today as well, he's not had an easy route, has he? Krajinovic, then Coric. These are two people who have been playing amazing in recent weeks, and he's taken both of them out fairly comfortably. Well, I think. Anyway, it took a little bit of time to get going, but as soon as he got going...
Djokovic, for both of them, they've both been two first sets where it was very tight. Like the Krajinovic one, it was over an hour again, similar to Rome. And he's getting it done, Djokovic. Obviously, he's the favourite to win the tournament. I'm surprised more people in our selection league didn't actually pick him to win the tournament. I think you were saying there's only 4, was there not? Yeah.
Yeah, 4 out of 32 people that were entered, I believe. And that's crazy for me. This is world number 1. He just won the Masters in Cincinnati. This is crazy. And now Dominic Thiem, his home country, everybody jumps on board. I think that's just a big thing for Dominic Thiem. You see how well he plays in Austria. And that's why I backed him. He was last year's winner. And I think he's going to go on and do it again. He didn't look as convincing, though, in his first match, to be honest, but got the job done.
Yeah, before we get on to, obviously, the title's about Djokovic, so we'll get on to that. But I just want to give a quick shout-out to Thomas Rocks, bit of a legend, obviously, of the podcast. He's always here. Just want to say thank you on the podcast for a nice donation he made earlier.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Yeah, and I hope you're well, mate, and I hope you enjoy the show. Just let us know if you've got any questions throughout. I'm sure you will.
Maybe
Ben can do a little sing-song at the end for you.
I was going to say we can put it towards better broadband, maybe. Maybe I need to do something like that. My connections always seems to be awful right now. Need to go and maybe get Virgin or something in rather than this BT malarkey. It's some rubbish.
Well, hopefully it's all right for today.
Exactly. Good to see some other people there, obviously, in the chat. We got the Lamb. The Lamb's back. All right, Lamb. Good to see you. And
we've got Ende as well. First time making it to the beginning of the stream.
Thank you for joining. So, great to have all the regulars in there. I know there's probably a few people who haven't made it in yet, but I'm sure they'll be here, a little bit later. But, would you want to tackle the draw from the results that were going on over in...
I want to talk about Djokovic first, Ben. I don't know.
Do you want to talk about him first?
Of course, I think that's the place to start. He's now going to finish the year as world number 1.
That's very true.
It's huge. It's huge. Obviously, he's going to be tying Sampras now, which is 6 times, I believe. So 6 times finishing the year world number 1. What an incredible achievement. I know you got Rafa Nadal at 5.
Yeah.
And also, something what people may not know, it means he's now the oldest player to finish the year at world number 1. I don't think there's much on Rafael Nadal's one, but it's a matter of a few days, I think. But regardless, Djokovic is the oldest player to finish the year world number 1 and having the most as well, being 6 times.
Well, it's just so impressive, isn't it? I mean, is there any more records that this guy's going to set before he retires? Just seems that it's just another feather in his cap, and he's just going to keep on getting these ones. Is he going to finally do the whole year unbeaten one year? But I don't think. Maybe he'll have to skip the French Open if he's going to do that. I think it's the only way he's going to get that title. I think Rafa will have something to say about it. But yeah, amazing thing. He's obviously won that match against Coric, and now that guarantees him that world number 1 spot, and that's incredible. I think he'll be really confident now. I thought he might be a little bit shaken after that Rafael Nadal defeat, because it was pretty horrendous the way he lost. He's come back and shown he's just beaten 2 of the best hardcourt players this season, really. Since he came back straight away. So, yeah, he's not lost anything, has he?
I guess the next record now is obviously the most weeks at number 1. Obviously, Federer's got that. I'm not sure how close he is. I think I don't know if he closes in on that record. I think it's in a matter of a few weeks. I'm not even sure. But he's on the verge of breaking that one as well. And like you say, this guy loves a record because he's always there to break one.
Exactly.
Just touching on the match, though, against, obviously, Krajinovic, that was super close. I thought Krajinovic played really well. And then Borna Coric. I know Davor Jovic is in the chat. He was saying, he's a big Coric fan, saying he could have, Coric could have won the first set.
Easily.
He played out of his skin. And I agree. And I'm going to hold my hands up. I've been someone very critical of him. But I was watching him today, or earlier on. It doesn't seem that long ago, really.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed. I thought this guy is really progressing. He's not really he's not a young player anymore, is he? I don't know exactly how old, but for me, he seems like he's been on the tour for ages, this guy.
Well, and I think he's about 28, is he? I think he's around that.
But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because if you're continuously improving, age is just a number. And I think this guy is getting better. Like what I've seen of him recently, I've been really impressed. And I think I'm going to be a bit less critical of him. So all the Borna fans out there, I'm apologising, holding my hands up. I think he's a lot better than I've made him out to be. And he could do. I think he's going to have a really good next few years.
I don't think he's old at all. Sorry, I don't know why I said 28. I think it says on here he's 23. So it's not actually old.
It's because he's been. It's one of them players who's been around for so long.
Exactly.
A lot older. It makes sense. I did think 28 was a bit steep.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I went off the deep end, didn't I? There for some reason, started throwing in big numbers. But
everyone in the chat saying 23 as well.
Well, thank you for the correction. And luckily I got there before you all jumped in the chat.
So in that case, it sort of adds another spanner to the work. He's only 23, really. Yeah. So I've just been too harsh on him. I think.
I think so.
From all accounts, because he is a quality player.
Well, we thought he was going to be that next.
It's because he was 20 years old. Like he had so much promise, I believe. Like it was a few years back now, and he was pulling off a lot better results. He seems to have, for me, the last, say, from 20 to 22, where he's not quite pulled off the same level of results. Whether that's been down to injury or whatever, I've been judging him too much on them years. When really, he seems to be progressing a lot faster now, and I think he's going to be there to. He's going to be here for a long time. He's not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that the main thing he needed was just some confidence, to be honest. And the one thing, there's probably people like you that getting on his back all the time.
Mate, you've never been his biggest fan.
Well, he hasn't really shown me much to get excited about. He was exciting when he was first breaking through. And it's similar to like a Zverev. Zverev's been coming into form similar to Coric as well. But Zverev doing it in a bit more, he's got a few more tools, let's say, in the arsenal. But Coric, ever since that Tsitsipas match, did I say it right? Tsitsipas. Yeah. Ever since that match, he seems to have gone like he looks like one of those dangerous players now that people don't want to play, and I can see why. His game is very, very well complete all round. Like he's got one of those great all round games on the court, and I think he's like a scary person to play. Unless you're like one of the big three, even one of them. Like you saw Djokovic, he only managed to get through, and was it 13-11 in that tie break in the first set?
Well, I think he saved 4 set points, I believe, as well.
Yeah, so. And he had to play. They were saying like Coric is playing out of his skin here. This is like the best tennis that you could possibly play against someone like Djokovic. But Djokovic, you know how he is. He's just one of those players that you've got to go an extra mile above that to even get a set off him, especially in these hard court tournaments. He's so difficult to beat, and proved it again in that second set. He just needed the one break, didn't he? And it was a sort of game over. Writing was on the wall once he got into the Coric service game. So,
well, Djokovic said it after the match. He was like, that first set was so important. In essence, it was like a match point. Whoever won the first set, he thought was going to win the match. I don't quite believe that. I think Djokovic is sort of just saying that.
That's very
obviously, he loves Coric. They're good friends. He was at the Adria Tour as well. But I think if Djokovic still lost the first set, he probably would have found the way, like he always does. But it's a nice gesture, nice thing to say. And Djokovic is always. I do one thing I want to say about him. I love how complimentary he is of other players when he's playing them. You don't really see that a lot. And I know you have to have that little sort of like competitive face all the time, and you need to be someone like a warrior on court. But I still think it's nice to sort of show a little bit of extra respect for your opponent. And if they pull off a great shot, it's nice to let them know. I think I like that in the game.
Does. He's always done that though.
But there's not. Think about other players. Is there many other players who do it as often as him?
I don't think so. There's the odd one, but he'll do it a few times a match. If there's good shot, he'll always applaud it. And he's just that type of player. He does enough of them himself, but he probably doesn't get as much applause back from the opponent. But it's just the way he is. That's why he gets this negative press, but he does do some controversial things. But deep down, he does play the game like a true sportsman, and he is really appreciative of good tennis. Loves seeing people play good tennis, even if it's against him. So all the plaudits to Djokovic, and he now goes through to the next round, which is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, and Ende makes a really good point, actually, saying Coric and Djokovic play a very similar style. It's just Djokovic is a lot better at everything. Can you see the similarity?
Yeah, I can see the similarity, but I don't think he's as flexible as Djokovic.
He's got the same haircut as well.
Yeah, well, and he was sort of touted as just like the next Djokovic type character, wasn't he, when he was coming through? But you've got to have a lot more tools than what he already has. But he still has time. He's only 23, remember? Not 28. And he's got 5 more years to get to that. So imagine.
He's getting younger as the podcast goes on.
That's what I mean. He's only 21. So don't forget, he's going to be an amazing player when he has his 21st. So he's really, I think he's just a great prospect. I think it's great that he's showing this promise as well, because we thought, look, it's only going to be contested by your Tsitsipas, your Zverev. And now he's sort of putting his name in the picture a little bit. And especially when it came to those Grand Slams, he actually looked like one of those players that you don't want to meet. He knocked out some of the big players. And I think he's really promising moving forward for him.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to get your screen up and then maybe we'll go through some of the results?
Sure thing. Let's get it up. Where is it? I'm not sharing it. Apologies.
Yeah. I couldn't share it.
Here we go. Oh, I'll get rid of the Borna Coric tab. Me checking his age. So we got, obviously.
Can you zoom in slightly? Sorry.
Is that not enough for you? God.
Mate, it's not. It's like little dots on there.
Things I do for you. Oh, going a bit mad now. Okay, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Right. So we obviously had that match. Done it in a bit of a weird way, this layout.
Wait, why don't you get your one on, Ben? Get your draw challenge one up.
I thought we were going to do that maybe at the end, but
but it's the same thing. You can see the draw from that way.
I guess so. Oh, look, sorry, I've just brought up the draw and the Nur-Sultan.
You might as well go through the leaderboard while you're there. So as you can see, Ben's doing very well.
Now, if we'd have just gone to it at the start, it hadn't updated the Anderson one. So now I'm down to 6th. So that's a bit annoying. But
what's that? You tied with me? Is that?
Am I? Is that right? Oh, that can't be right. Oh, yeah, it looks like it is right now. Points. You've made your way up from 23rd. What happened?
Yeah, well, I called what's it called one? The Anderson.
When you're at the top, there's only one way, mate, and that's down, unfortunately. And when you're at the bottom, it can only get better. So we're meeting in the middle at the moment. But yeah, let's have a look through some of the draw. Ooh, there you go. Just brought it up.
Yeah, I think it's just it looks better. It's easier to see.
Perfect. It's not my selections, which is good as well. You don't have to judge me on my selections. But yeah, if we have a look down there, obviously we had Attila Balazs. We're sorry that you went out, but it's a good effort. Good effort. He like 6-3, 7-5 against Hurkacz. I was still a little bit impressed, but he managed to grab a few games, but sad.
Yeah, not much to really say there. We've expected Hubert to beat him, and he did, sure. Really.
What about that one? That was
very even. Like, obviously, we thought Schwartzman might be playing in the tournament, and then he pulled out the night before. But it makes sense. Obviously, he had a long run in Cologne.
Yeah.
So yeah, He gave a good chance for Sonego, the lucky loser, and he's taken his chance. And Sonego, predominantly, people say he's a clay court player, young Italian. There's a host of young Italians, and there's a good comment actually about an upcoming match, which I will talk about in a sec. I think it was Irene saying, "Hi guys, I'm so excited for Sinner Rublev tomorrow." Oof. We'll be getting on to that shortly. And there's another young Italian, and that is Sonego, one who's often ignored. You've got obviously Berrettini, Sinner, you've got Musetti on the Challenger Tour ripping it up. They're killing it, the Italians. It's amazing for them. And this guy is yet another one, and he can do it on hard as well, beating Lajovic, who's he's a really serious player.
Another sort of clay quarter, though. Would you say? I would say he's better on the clay, but
maybe. But I think not. I wouldn't say that. I think that's hard. I think he's very versatile, Lajovic, for me.
I don't know. For me,
he's better on clay, but he can do it on both. Man, he's an experienced player.
Well, I agree. He's a very good player. He's top 30. I believe so. It's obviously a great scout for Sonego anyway. So he's done really, really well to win that matchup. Interesting.
Yeah, moving down. Tsitsipas, we got
Tsitsipas. Well, I thought this was a surprise struggle. Really, I didn't expect him to lose a set to Jan-Lennard Struff, but the first set looked a little bit shaky. But yeah, ultimately, you're going to have to do a lot more than that to beat Tsitsipas. And pretty much comfortable in the last two sets. Hopefully, he's now set the ball rolling for some good performances in the next round, because it's not going to be easy this next round, is it?
Yeah, no, and it's good that the mask is out. I don't know if you saw his post-match interview, but the Tsitsipas mask is back.
Hey.
I think we missed it maybe for a few of the Roland Garroses. But it's back.
Great,
and, mate. With the mask, it's coming the good results. I'm really happy for him. I've got him going all the way to the semi-finals?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got him going a long way in this tournament. So I'm glad he got through.
Yeah.
Done me the world of good, mate, on the leaderboards. Now I'm up level with you.
Yeah, definitely it did. But he'll be facing my dark horse in the next round, which is Grigor Dimitrov, who, really good performance from him. Took out Karen Khachanov. I expected that for some reason. I don't know why. I just think he's just a little step up from Khachanov. No surprise for me.
I don't know. I feel like they're very even. We just both called Dimitrov. I don't know. It's a tricky match. I didn't watch any of it, so I can't really comment on it. But he got it done in 2 sets, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair play to Dimitrov. It looked like he was making less mistakes than what he usually does.
This one, I was saying to you, it's always funny that we were saying about it on the podcast, and now Aljaz Badeni on here. This must be a bit old. This site has still a British flag next to his name. So
I'm not sure they've updated it.
Battle of the Brits there apparently, and Dan Evans. Yeah, I mean, another retirement from Badeni. I'm not that surprised, to be honest. He did it. Who was it? He did it against was it Tsitsipas in? Yeah, retired in the French.
Yeah, but then he's struggling. Like, he's a top player, but he's slightly injured. I'm not sure. I think it's his ankle. He rolled it in one of the matches, I think probably against Tsitsipas, and then since then he's just not been the same.
No, he's a quality player, but Evans is going to be too much for him, especially if you're not fit. So that was a bit disappointing from Bedeni, but great for Dan Evans. And, well, possibly the result of the round, which I'm guessing some people must have called, or one person called, but I definitely didn't call. Denis Shapovalov crashes out to the young Austrian. And, what a result for Yuri Rodionov. And
well, before we get on that, Ben, let's just talk about podcast FTS is saying, I'm assuming he's British, Dan Evans to win the whole thing.
Ooh. Got a long way to go. But
I think it's tough, but you'd fancy him maybe against Rodionov. Obviously, that'll be the next match. But then Rodionov, we can't really disrespect him. He's just beaten Shapovalov.
I think this is like the Shapovalov. He's one of these players that I think we're going to be talking about a hell of a lot on this podcast, just because of his unbelievable potential, yet his unbelievable ability to not realize his potential in certain matches. And he plays so well, and he's a world beater. And you saw him go into 3, I think, or with Djokovic at one point, and then he'll play like this. 10 double faults, a double fault to gift Rodionov 3 match points on his serve. And not sure, you just get one or the other, don't you? You don't.
Well, mate, with him, he was 4-1 up, I think, in the first set, and ended up losing it 6-4. Is that all right?
I would have to double check that, to be honest.
It's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. The guy, like, he can hit so many winners. That one-handed backhand is beautiful to watch, and you can't take away the entertainment factor. El Chapo is entertaining. If you want to watch a tennis match, you never get bored watching him. However, from a practical standpoint, it is very annoying, because how can he hit so many unforced errors? And something I wanted to talk about was the double faults. The double fault count.
So many.
Well, it's the most now. He's now 10. He's overtaken. No, on the overall leaderboard for the entire year. Guess who he's overtaken? Who was number 1?
Who's going to have been number 1?
It's pretty obvious.
Is it?
Of course. I bet someone will say in the chat. So, who was number 1 of the most double faults?
Come on,
Ben. Who's got a funny double second serve? The German guy.
The German guy? What? Oh, what? Zverev, obviously. Oh, sorry. Apologies. He started so badly, didn't he? That is like.
Well, Zverev was number 1 for the most double faults this season. Now, Shapovalov's overtaken him. And third, you got Felix.
I totally forgot, because Zverev has been playing so well.
There you are. Thomas Rocks puts you out your misery. Zverev.
There you go.
And also, while we're in the chat, we've got Jackie here. We've got Chris here, Jackie here. How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Good to see you all.
I'm never good when you just put me on the spot, though. It's like my mind. It's like I'm going back to exams at school. Like, as soon as I get put on the spot, like, my mind goes and I lose every tennis player's name disappears.
No, but it's hard, mate, because I feel like that at the moment. I think it's because with our work, when we do late at night after, during month end, towards the end of the month, being an accountant is just
numbers everywhere, isn't it?
Tiring. It's tiring.
Keeping track on the stats as well it makes it even more difficult. But yeah, I want to say, let's not focus too much on the fact Shapovalov had one of his weird off days. Let's focus on the fact that Yuri Rodionov has just made it through as a wild card into the next round. He's up against Dan Evans. It's going to be tough, but he might fancy his chances now he's taken out Shapovalov. And
well, one thing about this tournament, mate, the actual atmosphere seems quite good. It's a lot better than Antwerp. Antwerp was awful.
They got those.
We tried to make the best of it in the live watch-alongs, but I'm sorry, that atmosphere. Well, there was not an atmosphere. It was awful. The whole tournament, the way it was run, the whole car, everything was terrible. This tournament looks like a bit more. Well, it's a lot better organised, and I'm actually enjoying it a lot more as well.
Yeah, they've got even in the crowd, they've got like those. What do you call it? Like transparent, just like plastic boards between like every couple of seats, and seems that they've gone all out to just try and enable fans to be at the tournament, which is great. And then you can just see that the players are thriving off it, especially players like him, Rodionov. They were cheering so loud for him just to win that match, and fair play to him. I think it's great. Like somebody 153 in the world, I think he is.
Yeah.
And we were singing his praises before the tournament, and we've sung them before. We think he's a really promising young player on the Challenger Tour.
Yeah.
And he's like 20, I think he's 21 or maybe 20. And,
I know I picked Shapovalov for this thing, but like there was a part of me when I was watching the match, I was like, I kind of hope he loses. Like a dark side of me, because I just thought Rodionov deserved it. Like he did you can say Shapo played bad, but Rodionov was really good as well.
Oh, for sure. And well, should we move down a little bit? Somebody who wasn't so lucky and hasn't been really that lucky at all since we came back. He had a great start to the year, and it's like the coronavirus completely ruined his whole year. And Gael Monfils is totally out of sorts now, and he only barely won one game against Carreño Busta. And I just feel so sad for like Monfils this year. I just love watching him play. He's one of my favorite players to watch on tour. He's so entertaining, and he just doesn't seem like I don't know if what the problem is, but he's obviously got some problems which he just can't replicate that form now, and he's obviously got some sort of injury he's carrying now. I mean, the fitness isn't there, and
Monfils is struggling, man. He's someone who has been affected massively from the pandemic and the break in tennis. I feel really sorry for him. He looks a shadow on court. Like he said, he just gave up in the end. He just it must be some kind of injury what's really sort of plaguing his body. I know he'd come out in a statement on Twitch, funny enough. I think he does a lot of video game stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And he was saying, I didn't get a chance to catch it, but there was someone in the comments asking him, "Are you going to retire?" And it was quite scary when I saw that. But he come back and he said, "No, I'm not retiring. I've still got a lot to prove in tennis," and he wants to continue. So hopefully we still get to see Monfils. But he's coming to that age now where if you start faltering a bit, them sort of questions are going to start arising.
Well, that's what I was thinking when it was playing that match against Carreño Busta, and I was sort of watching him and his body language on the court, and to see him go from one of the longest unbeaten runs of the year earlier this year, and only got stopped by Djokovic.
Yeah, mate, it was then 3 months at the beginning of the year. But if you look at them 3 months, like that's equaled a lot of players the whole year. Like he's still up there. Like he's up there in the top 10, mate. For he's doing incredible, really, this whole season. However, since the comeback, he's just not been able to pull together any results. I know he lost to Quetfar. I think it was Oscarotti, maybe. He lost to a few guys who you'd expect to be beaten comfortably.
And I just don't want to that was the one thing that was going through my mind as well, because he was looking on court like movement wasn't there, and that was his main sort of thing. And I just thought, I just hope this isn't like a sort of the end of Gael Monfils. I know that he's slightly one of the older people on the tour now, but just to go from that to that in the space of 6 months,
just makes me think it's not going to be the end of him. I'm sure we'll see him again. Not. Like Oliver says here, he's only won one set since coronavirus.
Yeah, it's shocking, and I bet the bookies are cursing him because he's probably lost them a lot of money, because he's probably been one to back against constantly since he's been back, because he's been playing some real lower level players. No disrespect to them, but he's been getting knocked out of tournaments by people lower in the rankings. So yeah, it's sad to see, but your man squeezed past Dennis Novak. That was another Austrian there. And how close was that? It was
6-3 down in the tiebreak, and he ended up to come. Points. Yeah, he come back from that. You can say I'm quite fortunate, but you've got to win the points, mate. Otherwise, it don't count. There's no point. He got through it, and Kevin Anderson, he's warmed up. But yet again, something we didn't really consider. He's playing a home favourite, being Dennis Novak. The crowd were behind him again. That extra pressure. But Anderson managed to do it, and then we've seen in the next round beating Busta, which only just finished not long ago.
Yeah. I think the pressure got to Dennis Novak. It was really sad to see, though, because you saw everyone was like willing him to win that match. He had the 3 match points. And then
Thiem was there. I know Thiem and Thiem are good friends. Thiem was in the front row, and he was cheering him on, getting really vocal.
I think it's his doubles partner, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's hooked up for doubles with him. And it was just so sad. He had that final match point, and then he double faults, and you're like, no. And all the crowd are like, no. And then Anderson used his experience, just took over, and you just think, it's so sad to see, because you could have had Rodionov, Novak, 2 promising young Austrians just going through, and it would have been great for the tournament, to be honest.
It would have been one Austrian in the quarterfinal as well.
Well, it would have been fantastic because, then you had Carreño Busta. You don't know how he would have performed against, because today he didn't really turn up at all against Anderson. He's so out of sorts. Everything he was hitting wasn't coming off. He was trying drop shots, just going straight into the net all the time. Didn't look like the same player. I don't know. He's looked really good lately, but there you go. Kevin Anderson, the big Kev effect. And the dark horse, the JG dark horse, just destroyed him. And who's he going to be fancying playing next? Because, I
don't think he'll want to play either of them, but it's going to probably be Medvedev, in my opinion. Obviously, we'll touch on the Felix Pospisil one first, just so we're going in order. I picked Pospisil on the league. Not many people did, I don't think.
That's right.
I went for Pospisil to beat Felix. I thought it was going to happen. He's never beaten him before, but I just had a bit of a funny... I don't know, like a calling from God, as per se.
Yeah.
And I went with it. And fair play to Pospisil. We know he's capable of doing it.
Definitely is capable. He's one more than capable. We've seen how good he's been lately. So, I thought that was real tough, especially when it's your own countryman and it's Canadian versus Canadian. We saw what he did to Milos Raonic in the US Open? Knocked out Raonic, didn't he? So... Pospisil can mix it with the best. So I wasn't too shocked, but I had Felix, obviously, in my one. I thought maybe he could get to another final, but no, not even close.
In the chat, we've got a few final shout-outs. So let's just do these before they go. Yeah, so Oliver's saying Djokovic-Medvedev final. Jack is going for Djokovic-Rublev final.
Ooh.
Chris fancies Tsitsipas-Medvedev.
You're all being a bit predictable. Jackie...
But I would like to know. I would like to look at all of your predictions you did before the tournament, and I would like to double check to make sure they're exactly the same as what you say now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's no surprise, Chris Tsitsipas as well in the final.
Yeah. Hopefully, I love Tsitsipas. It'd be brilliant if he can.
Wow. I wouldn't be shocked.
My main man, the one I picked to actually win the tournament, I think I'm the only one in the league to have done so. I didn't go for everyone, but the ones I did check. Let me know if someone did pick him as well, but I've gone for Daniel Medvedev to win the tournament.
Yeah.
And he was super impressive against Jason Jung. You'd expect him to beat Jason Jung. I didn't really see too many issues there.
First
but before, it was Alex de Minaur originally, wasn't it?
First set was still shaky, though, against Jason Jung. He still had break points against him in that set, rather.
Yeah.
And, once the first set was done, it was just, it was all over. Medvedev suddenly realised how to play proper tennis again, I think. And, he's back. So, I'd fancy him. Well, I've got him to go through to all the way to the semis, I believe. So, I'd fancy him against Pospisil. But, we'll get on to Jackie's favourite next, who, comfortable. Andrei Rublev. Didn't expect anything different, to be honest. Gombos normally causes some people some problems, but Rublev's on too good a form this year. It's 4 titles. It's not going to get...
It's scary good. It is scary good. And I know people were talking about that Rublev Sinner one. For me, that's incredible. Hopefully, it would be amazing if we could do a live watch along for it, purely for the fact that I think that's going to be an exceptionally high level of tennis.
What time would that
for me, Sinner's like a problem solver. He seems to be able to get out of so many problems. What I saw with him today against Casper Ruud was really remarkable. I was really impressed, especially from that. You could say he's probably on a bit of a downer after his performance against Zverev in Cologne. I know it's Zverev, but the way he sort of carried himself in that match, I was slightly disappointed.
Yeah, but then you see the Schwartzman result against Zverev, and it makes Sinner look actually quite good again. So it's similar to like the Rafa one in the French Open. You saw him get beaten in straight sets. Then you saw Djokovic's performance, and you thought, actually, Sinner's on quite a good level. And so, I don't know. That's what I personally thought. I don't think he did too bad against.
But what do you make about Sinner Rublev? For me, that's going to be super exciting. I think it's going to be really tight. Rublev will be the favourite, and Rublev, the way he played, probably, I don't know, it's out of this world. For me, he's up there as one of the top 5 players on form right now. No questions asked. Maybe top 3. Is that even crazy? I don't know.
In form, I think you're fair. I think it's a fair
top
assumption.
5 definitely for me. I think he's incredible, the guy, and all the Rublev fans out there must be really exciting for you, because I think he is going to go on to win some big things. We did a podcast the other day, didn't we, saying when is he going to win a Grand Slam? and we reckon maybe within 3 to 4 years, that kind of period.
I don't know. I reckon
could be sooner, mate. The way he's going.
2. Yeah, I think
Thomas
so.
Rock saying it's the battle of the gingers as well.
the
Which
more
ginger's
important
going to come out on top?
Is it the curly ginger or the more long-haired mullety ginger? So interesting. Which hairstyle is going to?
They've got a very similar frame. Do you not think?
Yeah. I wouldn't go against that. Rublev's deceptive though because he's always playing against people who are so massive all the time. He looks like slightly smaller, but he's not actually that small. I think he's still like 6'1" or something, isn't he? 6, something like that. And I think Sinner's similar sort of stature. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting. There's sort of battle of the power players and who's got the more powerful forehand and who's
going to... What are you going for then? Who's winning the battle of the gingers? Only one ginger can remain here, Ben.
Oh, God.
You've got to pick your ginger.
Battle of the gingers. Well, if I look down through their sort of body of work, Sinner did beat Gilles Simon, which sort of does make endear you to him.
Mate, you always have to do research. I want to hear from your gut. What do you think, Ben? You know these two players.
Well, my gut says Rublev just won in St. Petersburg, and he beat Coric. So I've got to say Rublev because
that could go against him, though. Do you think? Maybe he's burnt out. He's played too much tennis.
Nah, that was 10 days ago, mate. He's fresh. He's young. He wants another.
No, he's played a lot of tennis, Rublev.
He wants a 5th title, mate. He eats, sleep, tennis, repeat. He can't breathe without tennis. So I think he's just looking for another title, and I think it's going to be tough to stop him. I might go to 3 sets potentially if Sinner can get the first, but I think Rublev might be too strong for the young ginger Italian.
Yeah, and you was right about Rublev. He is quite tall, relatively. Jackie's saying 6'2".
Yeah, it's surprising because when you look at him on court, you think, he doesn't look like that tall because he's up against like Medvedev, who's like 6'6" or something ridiculous. You forget how tall all these players are.
Mm.
But,
and then you've got Thomas Rock saying, I feel Rublev in 3. But Sinner's going to break out soon. And then we've got other people saying, Oliver saying Sinner, Irene, Sinner.
Oh,
and yeah, interesting. For me, I'm going to go. I think Rublev will win in 3. So I agree with Thomas.
And me.
Yeah, and you.
But Thomas is now your co-host, is he? Anyway, let's move on from that one. And obviously, another sort of shock. I don't know if many people picked Christian Garin.
I didn't see many people at all. I think there was 1 or 2 pick Garin. So fair play to whoever did.
Yeah, well done.
That was a really impressive shout. Garin's capable, predominantly a clay court player, but did really well against Stan.
Yeah, I mean, watching the highlights, it looks like Stan was really had his work cut out for him. I don't think he really showed up in the first set so much, but then you saw him rallying in that second set, and when he finally got going, you're like, it's just Diesel. He's just got going. Now we can finally see him in the third set. But no, Garin, really impressed. And
I agree, mate. After he took the tie break here in the second, I thought third set he's going to blitz it. I just thought like that would give him that extra thing. He's got the Diesel tank rearing up, and he's raring to go. He's going to smash it. But it wasn't the case.
Challenger player these days. That's the problem. So
he loves Aslan Karatsev too much. He's missing him.
That's it, mate. He's not used to these hard court tournaments yet. But Garin, I'm sorry, but you're not going any further. Well, at least I think so, because Dominic Thiem got given quite a game, actually. This is the guy, the lucky loser, Vitaly I don't know if it's the right pronunciation. Sachko. Yeah. And I know it's one of Ilya Marchenko's mates because he was posting on his Instagram about saying, great, because he got through the first round of qualifying. Then he lost in the next round of qualifying, I believe. And then he got the call because Dominic Thiem, who was he playing? Nishikori, wasn't he? And Nishikori had to drop out. So Sachko came in and actually played really well. I was watching the match. I was actually shocked. Dominic Thiem was going all over the court and he didn't give him an inch. But really good performance by Sachko. I think he can be like leave with his head held high. 6-4, 7-5 against Dominic Thiem. I think it's really good result, to be honest, for him. So,
I think Thiem's going to be there all the way to the end. Gregor was asking, can Thiem make it to the final? I feel like obviously now his tournament started, he's going to be having a pretty tough draw. You've got the likes of, what is it? It's going to be Sinner or Rublev, then a Medvedev potentially.
It doesn't get easy. This tournament's crazy, mate.
Yeah, for an ATP 500, this tournament's stacked. Like, it's like a fake US Open, I feel.
Yeah, well, literally. But he's probably happy that Wawrinka's gone out, I think, and then he can with Garin more of a clay court. But never, I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I'm going to jinx it, and then Thiem's going to get beaten by Garin if I say that. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and wish them both the best, and hopefully the best man wins. So
12 Travel 21 says Thiem often starts slow in tournaments and gets better as he progresses. I see him beating Garin and Rublev on the way to the final. If you remember back at the US Open, I think he was playing Summit Nagel and he started that one very slow. I don't know if he dropped a set or he looked like he was going to at one point, but he was well over. It was very even match.
And Cilic as well.
And Cilic as well. Early on, he was kind of struggling through them early ones. I wouldn't say struggle, but like he was dropping a lot of games, unlike him, and he wasn't playing at the same level we'd expect him to.
No.
But then as the tournament progressed, he got better and better. If he can do that here, he has a right go at this, winning this whole tournament. I think. I know you've picked him, so it'll be good for you.
Well,
but we're going to be going head to head, probably. I reckon.
What, Kev Anderson or
no Medvedev?
Yeah, but you might get it's more than likely one of yours is going out in the next round. So it's only if Medvedev gets past Pospisil. So if he does, then you're going to have to lose one of your picks just to sacrifice somebody getting into the next round. So who would you rather, Kev Anderson or Medvedev?
Oh, Medvedev, because Kevin Anderson, I don't think it's going to go all the way. I'll be honest.
He's 2018 champion. How dare you?
No, but mate, he's my dark horse because I had to pick someone who was unseeded. But my main pick is Medvedev, and that's the one I'm going to stick with because that's the one I've gone for on the website as well. I've gone all the way and put Medvedev as my champion.
True, we'll get you the most points.
But then saying that, you've got Djokovic. You can't sleep on Djokovic. In theory, it's his to lose. I think he's
Sonego
just so good,
or
isn't he?
Hurkacz. And then potentially Tsitsipas, probably, I would say there. And then and then potentially, is that the semi-final there then?
I can't
Was
see
that the final?
at, mate. What are you looking at?
I was going to say, once he goes through...
You don't know how it works, mate. The last two are the final.
Is that the final one there? Because I always get confused if they put that. That's the winner.
That's the winner.
Yeah, okay. So that'll just be a semi-final versus... Might be Rodionov, mate. Who knows? Rodionov, Djokovic.
Or an Evo. But anyway, let's go on to the leaderboard and see how everyone's been doing this week.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to do it looking at this one and using it on the screen over to this side. So if I just look over this way, it's going to be easier for me because I can actually do things proper.
Yeah, that's good, mate. Do that. You don't have to look at the camera.
No one wants to see my ugly mug anyway. So... But just look over here. I'm down.
We'll get rid of Nur-Sultan. We don't need to see that. It's a bit cocky of you, isn't it? Getting that one off as well.
It just brings up what I've entered. So just because you didn't want to enter that one, I think I got a bit lucky with that one, to be honest. Because
you've done well, to be fair.
I just randomly, he only gave you an option of qualifiers, and I just picked one of the qualifier versus qualifier, and I got it right. So it was just a pot luck on one of them. So Sagita won on one of them. But anyway, let's go and have a look down here. We've got Super Duper 10, which I believe is Chris Meir, if we're not so much mistaken, taking the lead there with Josh Bale on 17 points there at the top. But remember, as you go through, the points, they increase as the rounds go on. So that's why we've seen JG make a massive jump after his big Kev. I had Carreño Busta to go through. You had big Kev.
Oh yeah, I've only got 13 correct picks, but I've got 15 points. Not bad. Yeah,
exactly. So that's what I mean. You got that extra one, and I've got an extra one, but yeah, you got the extra points. So yeah, I'm sat there, JG's there, and then we got Lithuania just in between us. So that's
What about some of the other guys?
We got
Melez there, 14.
Not bad. Who else have we got there?
Wildlife 14 as well.
Yeah,
John Marty 14th. Deportan. I forget who that was now. It's one of these guys, isn't it?
I can get the full standings up there with me, and we can go down incorrect picks on correct pick, go all the way to the bottom. And I obviously know my tennis bottom. Great.
Mate, I think he's a bit of a. I don't know. I don't really. If you look, let's get up his selections. It's very bizarre what he's gone with. I must admit, he's got Attila Balaz going all the way to the semi-finals. He's got Garin going the whole distance.
One of the only people, Garin, to win the tournament.
Well, you just look at some of these results. I think he's gone for the I've just realised he's gone for the underdog on every single one.
Gone boss to get through to the. I'm not too sure on these selections.
I'm not sure if he's taking it very seriously. So
I think that
hopefully everyone's above him. I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah. Bottom of the league. How do I go back? I think it just brings up another tab. There you go. So yeah, that's the league as it stands. But don't forget, we got a long way to go, mate. This is just what it is right now.
Yep.
Did you want to touch on some of the results from Nur-Sultan? Because I know that was going on as well. I've got that draw here.
Before you do that, though, Ben, I just want to say, if you go back to Leaderboard a sec, and maybe share the link. Yeah. So if anyone is new here and would like to join the league, this is a good opportunity to. You can't obviously add to the bracket of Vienna, but we've got Paris coming up. Yes. And that's going to be super interesting. Hopefully we do a draw preview soon whenever the draw comes out. But it's not too late to join that one and test yourself and see how well you are and how well you do, against us.
Yeah, see if you can beat us. We're just there in 6th at the moment. We got a few people there above us in the rankings at the moment, which is pretty impressive. JG was feeling pretty down on himself after the first.
Mate, I was scared to come on the podcast. I thought I'd get rinsed. I was like 20th.
Your internet had worked, I'd have been top when we came on. Instead, we waited that little. You were just delaying, I think. So I dropped down.
Do you think my internet wasn't working? I was just trying to buy some time.
That's it. Waiting for me to go down. Waiting for Big Kev's result to balance it. I know your game, mate. I know your game.
But anyway, in the chat there's the link. So all you have to do is click that. I think you need to put your email in, create an account, and then you'll be able to join. And we'll see you in the next bracket.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you want to go on. Yeah, sorry, Ben.
I was going to say, if you're don't forget, this is obviously an audio podcast as well. If you're listening and want to join the tennis draw prediction challenge, just go to tennis draw challenge. Just Google that and it should come up. I think it's www.tennisdrawchallenge, all one word.com. Then /group. And then it says /view. Then 698 /GTL tennis-league. And then that way, if you go on there, just register with your email address and then you can go up against me and JG. Can you defeat the GTL boys? So yeah, we're hopefully
we should add our points together. Really, the big challenge is, can you beat our score together?
Yeah, well, we're gonna try and stick top of the leaderboard or close to it every week. But if we can't, it's going to be a little bit embarrassing. But we've got our vast knowledge. Don't you worry about it. We're going to be showing you how much we really know. So,
well, Chris is saying there, check ATP teams too. I'm not sure what that does.
Where's that? Well, this.
Yeah, go on team and then ATP teams. I don't know what that is.
No, I haven't used that bit yet.
However, we've got ATP teams. We've got Super Duper. That's why he wants to have a look. He's number one on that as well. I've not quite mastered the website too well where I'm doing all of that. But fair play to you. It looks like you're smashing it. There's not many of you, though. There's only 4 of you.
Yeah, for sure. There's one and then everyone else in second. So, well, we're still getting used to using this thing. So once, I'm sure once we've been doing this long enough, there'll be loads of teams and it'll be a lot more interesting. But for now, let's come away from there and let's actually have a look at the other tournament that was going on, which was ATP Nur-Sultan in Kazakhstan, if I'm correct. There's been some, just want to brush over some of these. And I wasn't happy about the fact that in that draw challenge, they made you pick a qualifier or Timofey Skatov, because I didn't know which of the qualifiers he was going to be playing. If I'd have known it was Rusevori, I would have picked Rusevori, but I didn't know, and I picked Skatov. So Rusevori went through 6-2, 6-love, quite easy, and he would have probably been my pick for the tournament, actually, Rusevori, and that's a big shout, but I think he has the ability in this field to actually win this tournament.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the strongest field in there. Benoit Paire's in there. He's not been playing well recently. He gets a bye on the first round. You got Kukushkin squeezed through.
Benoit Paire will be playing Kukushkin.
Yeah.
In the next round, obviously, then you've got Ruusuvuori, Thompson. Thompson managed to edge past Norrie.
Yeah.
But like you say, Ruusuvuori could easily go all the way. The only tricky thing with him, he's going to have to play the first seed. But then the first seed is Benoit Paire. And Benoit Paire is he's not having a very good year, is he?
No, he's not having a good year at all. And Kukushkin, I could see beating Paire, though, to be honest. I'm not doing Paire a disservice, but he's not been at the races. So I reckon Kukushkin could take out Paire. And then I think Ruusuvuori has the ability to take out Thompson and Kukushkin. So I can see him getting to the semi-finals. We've obviously got Mannarino. He's always one to be watched out for, Mannarino. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
And, he's up against... This is the one which I had the qualifier v qualifier, and I just picked a random qualifier, and Sugita actually beat Juma, which I probably wouldn't have gone for otherwise. I thought Juma would have probably beaten Sugita, but very close match. And, he did very well. We had Aslan Karatsev there, going out to Seppi, who's the wild card. That's a very good result for Seppi. Karatsev probably mixing it better on the clay than he has been on the hard courts, but sad to see him go out. This was a bit of a shock. Mackenzie McDonald, or Mackie, as they know him in the US. The Wolf will be happy there that his guy's gone through.
Mate, I fancied Mackie, though. I thought he would win that one. I saw an interesting video. Did you see his... He went for the underarm serve against Mackie, and it was a really good shot. Yeah, ended up having to pull off a volley, one of the best volleys I've seen. Really good. You have to watch it. I probably can't explain it too well, but have a look at the highlights. It was a nice shot.
I will. Don't forget that obviously Mackenzie McDonald was the player who attempted the underarm serve against, wasn't it, Rafael Nadal? So. Don't do that. If you're not experienced on doing underarm serves, that's not the way you start. You don't start your trade against the best in the business. So, he probably got taught a few lessons there by Bublik on how to do the underarm serve, but he came through and beat Bublik. Tommy Paul looked impressive. Took out Travaglia.
Yep.
Your mate, Radu Albot, and he's gone through.
Yeah, Randall got through, but then he went out and he got stuffed, mate, by Tommy Paul.
It did.
Just want to quickly go to the chat. We've got Hinal Patel in there saying typical with the Moretti. I don't know how you managed to see that, but I'm drinking a Moretti.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Good shout. And
go France. I'm not sure what's happening with France.
No, I think it means Francis.
Oh, Francis.
TFO. And Dave,
fair enough. And where's Francis then in the draw? So Francis is right down the bottom, and down the bottom for me is a lot better. Like the bottom side of the draw is stacked a lot more. Like even the first round, look at that. Lloyd Harris who's gone out, Vesely's gone out, Sangren, Millman, Ducksworth, Fedasco. I don't know how they worked out this draw, but it seems to me the bottom is a lot better than the top.
Well, Ruusuvuori is up the top, so
which makes me think that Ruusuvuori's got a good chance of going all the way to the final
and winning it potentially. If I'd have known, I went for because I didn't know Ruusuvuori was I didn't know which qualifier he was before the tournament started, so I couldn't really pick a qualifier to win it. So I went for Igor Gerasimov to win the whole tournament, and he's gone. We luckily went through in 3 against Vesely. I think that was earlier today, but TFO's looking pretty solid though.
That's going to be really hard. Beating Kesmanovic 6-3, 6-2, was it? 6-3. Oh no, so 7-5, 6-3. I thought was really good 7-5, in 2 sets. But for me, I'm actually for some weird reason I'm on the same page as you, mate. I think Gerasimov is the one to beat in the whole tournament. He's my pick before the tournament as well.
Yeah.
I just fancy him. I thought the way he played in. Even at Roland Garros, I know it was against Rafael Nadal. I thought he played really well. And on another day, if he had anyone else in the draw, he would have done well, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Bit unfortunate, really, facing Rafa so early because this guy's in form and he's only getting better.
Rafa is not the ideal draw for anybody in the French Open, is it? Even if it's raining, even if it's cold, even if it's in September. It doesn't matter, does it? It's just Rafa at the French Open, and Gerasimov, probably gave him one of the best matches he had at the whole of the French Open, to be honest. Him and Sinner. I've got another question there in the comments. Why is Borat not at the Nur-Sultan draw? Yeah, obviously he has his new film that's just come out, doesn't he? Borat. But maybe not a tennis fan. I don't know. Maybe he's there just for the final. Maybe he'll turn up and give us one of his high five for for the winner.
We need some Borat impressions from you as well. We'll save them for the live watch along.
Definitely. Maybe we'll have to have some Kazakhstani live watch alongs. I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
Also, something I want to ask. Obviously, I'm having a beer tonight. What are you guys drinking? Anyone having a few drinks? I know we're getting towards the end of the week. I know Hinul Patel saying one too many drinks herself. Made a little typo earlier. Hopefully, that's not too many of the wines.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. And we've got Send Club Clips is in. The boys. And awful day for Buster. What in the world was that? Yeah, exactly what we were saying. It was a bit of an embarrassment, wasn't it? I don't know what Buster turned up today, but it was the Buster that JG wanted because his dark horse got to carry on through to the next round. But yeah,
I think we'll probably wrap it up there. We've been speaking quite a while about everything, almost coming up to an hour. Good luck everyone in the bracket. Hopefully you do well, but not as well as beating me or Ben.
Nah.
Actually, maybe you can beat Ben. That's fine. Just don't beat me on it.
We need to cut Chris Meare down.
Chris Meare's a bit of a threat, I think. He's worrying me slightly.
He's got the stats, I think. He's got too many stats in his locker. So, yeah, we all need to cut him down a peg or two. So let's see how he gets on. In the next round, because this is where the big points start getting earned. So this is where we're going to see a lot of changing on the leaderboard, I get the feeling. So hopefully we can stick at the top.
Yeah. Interesting from Sean there. He's off to Brazil for Christmas. So He's cutting down on the beer, I'm assuming, before. Fair play, mate. Have a nice trip. That sounds awesome.
Sounds very good, yeah. And hopefully the weather will be better than it is here. It's absolutely abysmal at the moment. It's just... gets darker about 3 o'clock because of the rain. So, we'll just have the tennis to keep us going, though. That's the main thing. We just can pull the curtains, put the TV on, watch some great tennis in other countries. That's the main thing. And that's it, Chris Meare. You are correct. You do. You've sort of got a break at the moment. But yeah, it's not.
You've broken our serve, Chris, but you need to consolidate. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to because we're hunting you down. Guys, massive thanks to everyone in the comments today. We've really enjoyed it. I'll just leave the link here one final time if anyone's not found it and want to join the bracket. It's too late for this one, but we'll be doing it for Paris.
Should we just address Gregor's just saying there any live watch alongs coming? We want to try and tackle probably this week. Obviously all the matches are on during the day. We're working. We want to try and tackle, if we can, the semi-finals or the final of Vienna, and hopefully we're going to have some amazing matchups there. There could potentially be a team Medvedev. We could have a Tsitsipas versus Djokovic. We can get those. Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
Well, to be honest, we'll definitely do the final. But if there is a lot of interest for some matches before, leave it in the comments on any of our videos. We'll see it, and if we get enough interest for one of them, and we're able to. We'll do all we can to try and cover the live watch along for sure.
Definitely. Appreciate that, Thomas Rocks, as well.
Yeah, thanks for the little sticker there, mate.
Loving that.
You've been a bit of a legend today, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we'll wrap it up there, guys. So thanks for everything. If you've not already, like the video. Also, subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be doing a lot more videos rounding up all of ATP Vienna. And then also we've got the Masters coming up in France, if it still goes ahead. There's some talks about that too.
Wow, don't do that to us, JG.
But then, we'll cover all of that too. So have a good evening, guys.